Hey people, it's your boy Mr.Lartz, the Ghanaian shitter, you know the vibes, and you're now listening to Taking Notes with Mr.Lartz. Here we discover the fears and the risks people face while following their passions. My people, regardless, we'll move.
Hi guys, wow, it's me again. It's your guy Mr.Lartz, aka the Ghanaian shitter, you know the vibes. Today, this is a Christmas special. Christmas came early for me. I am here with a special guest. This man here, for me, broke barriers for me. This guy here made secondary school so lit, funny vibes, the greatest, to me, one of the top comedians in the country. Forget London, forget anything in the country. It's the one and only Mr. Adot comedian.
My brother, that introduction was powerful.
Hey.
I was just sitting here thinking, is he talking about me or is he describing somebody else? It's a very powerful introduction. Most appreciated, my brother. How are you doing?
I'm doing well.
Wonderful.
I'm so good to have you here.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you for coming through.
No problem.
To our lovely Studio 93.
I'm loving it. I'm enjoying it.
Enjoying the vibes.
Yes.
Okay, you know what? Let's get straight into it. Yeah? I want to get straight into it.
Okay.
So, for me, as I said, I've been listening to, watching you, following you from, secondary school when we were young. And you came through, and obviously when we were in secondary school, being African was not cool, all these kind of stuff was not cool. And then they came Adot, comedy sketches that were funny, people started kind of engaging into the culture. So for you, how was that like when you, doing all of this? Like, how was that like when you decided I was going to do this?
To be honest with you, my brother, first of all, I would just say that this has always been a part of me. It's always been inside me. It's in my DNA. It's in my blood. So I didn't really think about it like that. You understand? I was just always doing it. You understand? Making people laugh in the playground. You understand? Telling stories, in my stories, people used to laugh. So I just gathered them in the playground. I'd say something, before you know it, people are coming, they are joining us, and before you know it, I have a crowd of people in front of me. Wow. So it just started from the playground in the school. Lunchtime, break time, people come to me. Before you know it, there was a time where a lot of the school were in front of me.
Wow.
And I was just talking, entertaining them. In the school.
In the school?
Yeah, so people neglected their football. They neglected their basketball. They came to me.
Come on. Talking about school, the big question.
Yeah.
Oh, is this school in Nigeria, England? Like, where were you born? Like, where you from?
Hey, that's many questions, my brother. So you're asking for my school or where was I born? Which of the questions?
Let's start with where you born.
Where was I born?
Yeah.
My brother, sometimes. I think I was born here sometimes. And again, sometimes I think I was born in Africa. I don't really know.
You don't know where you're born?
I don't really know, but one thing I know for sure is I'm an African. I'm an African, full-blooded African. If you cut my blood there, you see Africa there inside. You understand? So,
come on.
Yeah, I think that's the most important thing. And my heart is Africa. You understand?
Okay.
So, yeah.
Wow. So, obviously, you started in a playground, making people laugh, gathering people.
That's right.
When did you think in your head, like, I don't know, actually, let's answer this main question. Okay. Sometimes people want to know. Did you go uni?
I went to uni, yeah. So I went to uni. I had to go to uni. It's not I couldn't avoid that one. I had to go to uni.
You didn't avoid it?
I had to go to uni,
What uni, if you don't remember?
I went to University of Hertfordshire.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, UH.
Well, come on. And what did you study?
I went to study a media sort of degree, so screen cautious, they call it. Wow. Screen cautious. So we learn one or two things about the technology, about about where we are going in terms of technologies. You understand? So that's what I learned. Yeah.
So like, why did you decide? Okay, forget everything I'm doing. And as you said, you had to go to uni, you had no choice.
I had to go to uni because, and let me just come in on that point. Me going to uni is because, being an African, you have to go to uni. In my house, if you know my household, you are not brave enough to say, I'm not going to uni. You are not brave enough. You must go to uni, get some knowledge inside your head. Whether you choose to use it or not, it's up to you. Okay. So I went there, just to have something at the back of my, at the back, just in case, if I want to change my mind, I can just, So that's why I went to uni,
Fair enough. And the other thing I wanted to ask, obviously, you had to go to uni, as I said.
As an African.
Yes. Let's get that
in my household.
In your house.
In my household.
In Adot's African household.
God bless you, my brother.
That could be a skit. Adot's
something like that.
Household. Think about it.
We talk about it.
But yeah, so you've done that.
Yeah.
So I guess, how do you just break that norm and say to your parents, okay, I want to be a full-time entertainer, presenter, comedian? When did that happen, and how were you able to do that?
My brother, that's a good question you're asking. You want to know the truth?
I want to know the truth.
My brother, I didn't have that conversation.
So
I didn't have that conversation with my parents. There was never a time when we sat down the way we are sitting down and said, you know what, I want to be a con. No, I just went ahead and did my thing.
How? So how did they not know?
So basically, because obviously what you were asking was there a time where I just sat down and said, you know what, Mom, Dad, this is what I'm thinking of doing?
Yeah.
No, that convo didn't happen. So I just went about doing it myself. I just started doing it. They sort of heard about it later on.
Okay.
Down the line, through friends, through family, friends and family members, you understand? So I was just doing it, I used to do it in the school, I used to do it in the college, perform at their talent events, their talent shows, at the school, the college, the universities as well. So word of mouth just travel. Word of mouth used to travel. So it got to the ears of my parents. And they were confused. They said, which Afolabi are you talking about? We don't know. He doesn't tell us about these things. But off the back of that, they started to pay attention. They started to see, well, okay, this is what this boy is doing. Okay, let's pay attention. Let's pay closer attention to what it is he is doing. So that is how they got to know about it. So I never had that conversation where I was panicking, where I needed to get their permission, where I needed to get them on side. They met me doing it.
Fair enough. And when did you decide you were going to do it? When was that moment? Because obviously you come out of uni.
Yeah.
You had a degree. So when did you decide, okay, I'm not going to take this thing into proper work, I'm just going to go into this industry?
I decided before I got to uni. I decided way before I got to uni.
Wow.
The going to uni was just to have another experience. Another experience and a backup. You understand? Some sort of a degree behind me. Just for security purposes. Not that I need it, but just for some security purposes. Just to have it. But and also to network with people. Because university is a good place to network with different people coming from different places. You understand? So I've decided way before the university that this is what I'm going to be doing. Yeah.
What would you say, right, in terms of, you've done that, but when did you start doing, obviously one of the things we know you for, or I know you for, was when you started doing the skits.
Yes.
When did that start? What brought that all about? Whose idea was that to go, okay, I wanted to start doing skits, and why did you start doing them?
I mean, to be honest with you, skits has always been a part of me as well. It's always been inside this my blood. And I've been doing skits for quite a long time now. I've been doing skits and I just enjoy them. You understand? I just enjoy bringing stories inside this my box brain to life.
Okay.
You understand? And we create the magic. So the magic that is here, we make it visible for people when they are watching it on the screen. You understand? And we thank God that the screens are many now.
Sure.
Laptop is there. Tablet is there, mobile phone is there, as well as many other screens. So I've been doing a lot of work with different comedians, different videographers, you understand, over the years, and we just bang ideas together, really and truly. We bang ideas together and we literally just bring those ideas to life.
I agree. I think what I want to ask is, even though you bring this, it sounds so easy. But what were the challenges that no one saw? Because obviously when we're seeing them, it's like, all right, just But there surely were some challenges, as I said. Back then, being African or having that on screen was not really a cool thing. Being African in school wasn't a cool thing at that time. So then, what were some of the challenges that went through your head when you were going to do this? How did you feel?
To be honest with you, you're right. You're so right, because those times you're talking about, I grew up in that era where being African wasn't the coolest of things, or it wasn't cool at all.
Yeah.
But truth be told, I was always a proud African. Those watching this now will know that, yes, I remember him
True.
back in the day. He was true to his roots. I used to be playing African music on the bus, loud on my phone.
Come on.
No headphones. I used to be playing Yinka Ayefele, one of our top Nigerian musicians. I used to play it. People used to look at me too, and look at them and say, yeah, is there a problem? Because I was always a confident African, always a confident Nigerian. I didn't shy away from where I was from. So I didn't really see it as a challenge because it was always me. I didn't just jump on the bandwagon when being African was cool. You understand? But it was always in me. So I didn't really care whether people liked Africans or not. I knew that I liked me. And I knew that there was a lot of people as well that were like me who also liked me and could relate to what I was doing. You understand what I was saying?
Yeah,
So that's pretty much it, really.
Wow. No, I like that. I like that approach. So obviously you've done that. You've broken that barrier. One of the things also moving forward, one of the things I see about you is your collaborations. You know, at the time you also collaborated with another brother that hopefully I can get here as well, Mr. T-Boy himself.
Yes,
Tolly.
that's my brother.
He was also doing his thing at the time. And then what was crazy at the time, this is what I mean, you guys were shaking our culture and breaking barriers. That was so massive, seeing two of our biggest like African comedians collaborate. So we were singing in the same space at T-Boy, Eddie Cuddy, shout out to Eddie as well. You guys were, starting to do things together.
Yeah.
How did that come about? And did you feel any sense of, competitiveness, friendly competitiveness coming up? Because obviously it's there. You're in the same industry. It's like, ooh, you know what I mean? Let's be real now. Come on.
You know the funniest thing. You know the funniest thing. The first time I met my brother, we were at a comedy show in Brunei University. We were at a comedy show, and when we saw ourselves the first time, you would think that we have been meeting up before then. The chemistry was there. It was just pure love from the get-go. You understand what I'm saying? So we've always been close since that day. We've done a lot of things together, and the relationship has just been going from strength to strength. You understand? So we do a lot of work together. He brings ideas, I bring ideas, and we work together. So it's not, we don't really look at it like, okay, I need to compete with you. Or you need to compete with me.
Before you met, was that the same energy?
It's the same energy.
Fair enough.
And at the same time, not just with that, my brother alone, me as an individual, I didn't get into this thing that I'm doing to compete with anybody. I do this thing because it's a part of me. Everybody have their own style that they bring to the table. I'm not doing it because I'm trying to compete. No. Who are you competing with? There can only ever be one you.
That's true.
They can never duplicate you.
No.
You understand? You can never, even the twins, they are not exactly the same. One of the twins' lip will be bigger, the other one will be coming down like this. You understand? So,
that's true.
That is the honest truth about it.
As we were saying, I think you say there's no competition. I hear you, I understand that. Friendlies. But okay, so you've gone from, we know you doing skits, comedy shows at school, talent shows. But then at that moment, something big started to happen, which my older brother, Mr. Ham K, was also part of. We started to have like the Africa v Caribbean clashes, the Nigeria Ghana clashes. Those sort of shows became common. So for you, how was that, like getting involved in a show like that, in shows like that? Or what did that mean to you?
I was delighted. When those things started to happen like that, I was so happy because I know our culture, the African culture is rich. Whether you be from Nigeria, you be from Ghana, you be from Senegal, Zimbabwe, wherever you are from in Africa, our culture is rich. You understand? So being able to do a show like that, all we are really doing, as much as we are going head to head, really and truly, all we are doing is showcasing our culture, adding more awareness to people that might not necessarily have known that, right, okay, is that what they do in Ghana? Oh, is that what they do in Nigeria? I didn't know. Or is that what they do in the Caribbean? Because the Caribbean culture too is also very rich. So when you bring the Caribbean culture and you bring the African culture, you will see that there are some similarities. And at the same time, there are some differences. So we are all students learning.
Sure.
We, the performers, we are learning from each other. And the crowd, they are also learning. So everybody is winning.
That's true. I think. So my brother, man, like, what is one of the challenges you face as a comedian?
My brother, challenges are a part of life. We all have challenges. Any human being that says he doesn't have challenges is a liar. But for me, one of the challenges that people created for me, because it was not me that created this challenge, but they created this challenge for me. And that was, the challenge was to see whether I could perform to other crowds, to non-African, non-Caribbean crowds, talking the way I do. To see whether they would accept me or to see whether they would understand me. Because a lot of people from African and Caribbean background, they used to think that they are not going to understand what you are saying.
Yeah.
Are they going to understand what you mean? So I took that challenge upon myself and said, you know what? They will definitely understand what I'm saying because I'm talking English.
That's true.
I'm not speaking another language. I'm speaking English. It's just that my English is from Nigeria. My English have accent. That's not my fault. It's just the way it is. So they have to accept me for who I am.
I like that.
You understand? So I started to perform to crowds that were not African or Caribbean, and they really received me well. They really took a big liking to me. They understand the jokes. They love the humor. You understand? So that was a challenge that I was able to overcome. You understand? So, and I was able to continue doing events like that over and over again. You understand? So I learned something there that it's about how you tell your story. Can people relate to your story? Do people like your story? You understand? So that is it. But that's one of, it's not the only challenge, but one of, you ask for one, so I give you one.
So one of my next questions would be, what, obviously as I said, I enjoyed and loved your skits.
Yeah.
What would you say was like your favorite skit to pull out? Like,
Hey.
might be political for you, but like, which one do you like? Which one do you look and think, bro, I can't believe I did that, or this is lit?
My brother, I have a lot of skit I can mention now, but it have to be for me. For me, I would go with my skit where I got run over in the road. How not to chat up a girl.
Yeah.
How not to chat up a girl. I will go with that.
Why?
I would go. I just, for me, it was so fun. It was such a fantastic, I don't know the words to use, but there was something about that day, I just can't explain it. It was lovely. You understand? And I love working with all the people involved. You understand? That's my lovely woman in the skit, Alicia, that was what they call her. And I work with Upshot on that product. And they were also behind Adot's Apprentice. You understand? So,
oh man, do you know what's funny? Talking about Adot Apprentice, I was with my friends like recent, not long ago, literally, and we put that on because that is still a classic. That right there.
My brother, I can't even lie to you. That might even be number one. It might even be number one. But for me, it will be Adot's Apprentice, How Not to Chat Up Again. Those two, I would sort of put on a similar level for myself. You understand? The viewers might have a different opinion based on what they like, but as of me,
those are the two.
Those are the two, and there are others that I could easily put there, but I just really enjoyed, doing skits, and I have more skits to come. So I just have to big up Upshot TV. I have to big up Upshot because we've done a lot of work together over the years. Big up Upshot. Yeah.
I like that. I think, obviously, one of the craziest things about that, like, in terms of our Princess, I was looking at that and like, bro, how was it getting, because you had some other great comedians on there as well.
Oh, yeah.
So how was it like getting everyone into the room, everybody's, how, when you're thinking about it, how long did that take? Because people look at that and how long did that take?
It's a process, my brother. It's not overnight. It's not when you have a script, you have to use your brain and think, okay, who will be good for this character? Who will be good for that character? You understand what I'm saying? So when you sit down and you think about it, you sort of know who to call in. You understand? And who will be better in this role.
Yeah.
You understand? And who will be better in that role. So it takes a lot of planning. It takes a lot of sitting down, thinking, discussing ideas with the team. So I give option credit for that. Mr. Sebastian T.I., you are a legend.
Come on.
Your brain, Mr. Sebastian, is worth a lot of money.
Wow.
Yeah.
You like that?
Yeah. I know you like that. Why wouldn't you like that? Look at you.
One of the, obviously talking for yourself,
Uh-huh.
right? So you've done skits and things like that.
Uh-huh.
We got to a stage where I started to see, okay, Adot's now doing, weddings, parties. Mate, one of my best moments, you don't even remember this. You came to my uni, I went University of Southampton.
Southampton, wow,
Yeah,
wow.
ACS.
Wow.
So my friend Sam had brought you, he was ACS president at the time.
All right.
And then you came, you hosted the show. And I saw that and I was like, bro, like, that's something you started to do, commonly go to unis, do those sort of events.
Yeah.
At that time, if we're going to be real, I felt like you were sort of bigger than that, let's be real, But you still did those shows. Like, why did you feel the need to sort of do events like that?
It's just spreading the culture, spreading the love. You understand? And everybody needs to experience laughter from within. And I've been given an assignment from my God to make the world a better place. So who am I to say that I'm too big to perform in front of fellow human beings when I'm a human being myself? When you have a gift, you have a talent, it's not for you alone. It's for you to share with everybody around you. Make that service available. Let people take in the goodness that you have to offer. You understand what I'm saying? So that was really my way of thinking, and it is still my way of thinking, because no matter who you are, where you are in life, experiences you've had, everybody needs laughter in their life.
That's true.
Nobody is bigger than laughter.
I agree.
And nobody is too small to laugh. Even the newborn baby can laugh.
I like that. No, I like that approach. So obviously moving forward from that, one of the things you've moved on, you started growing. Now I see you started to do more weddings and things like that. I think why obviously you go into that space doing weddings. You even said to me off camera you do funerals.
My brother,
I'm like, huh?
my brother, an event is an event. An event, sometimes we overthink it. If they call you, because you host events as well, if they call you for a funeral, are you going to turn it down because you are scared?
No, it's not the scary part.
So what is it?
It's you're a comedian. Like,
yes.
in your head, you're thinking, bro, a funeral is such a sensitive,
absolutely,
oversensitive one.
Absolutely.
So then how do you navigate that? How do you navigate it? Because you've done it, I've not done it yet.
My brother, bear in mind one thing. Bear in mind one thing. Those that are calling a comedian for a funeral, they know what they are doing.
That's true.
You called the comedian to a funeral. You know what you want. You know what the comedian is coming there to do. You know the job of the comedian, and you have thought to yourself that this will be very befitting for this occasion, just to bring up the mood a bit or as much as possible. So you call a comedian. So bearing that in mind, and me as well knowing that, okay, they've called me because they want me to bring about some element of laughter. So you go there and you do what you do best. You do what you do best. Obviously, you pay respect to the person that has passed away. You pay your own respect, even as a comedian. And then after you have done that, you start to deliver your material, appropriate material, of course, for that sort of environment. You take in the atmosphere, you take in what is going on, you look at people's faces. You understand? Then that's it.
Yes, fair enough. I was just like, wow. Yeah. But anyway, you've been smashing those event spaces.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Events has become like a massive thing that you do, of course. This year, it's been a crazy year for, the entertainment present industry and things like that. I wanted to know, how have you been coping with that? What are some of the things you've been doing during COVID to keep yourself going, to still stay in touch with your people, still entertaining people, making them laugh.
I mean, what I've been doing, to be honest, because like you said, this COVID-19 period, this season now is a season, number one, we will never ever forget in our life. And number two, it's also a season that nobody could have predicted. We didn't expect it. You know, at the start of the year, everybody was saying 2020, this is my year of this, my year of that, 2020, I'm going to fly here, I'm going to fly there. You know, everybody was making dreams. You understand? But we human beings, we can only think, we can only plan. God will actually make it happen. You understand? You understand what I'm saying? So, for me, personally for me, I've just been using this time to just reflect, to sit down, to even rest. Because rest is something that a lot of us neglect. You need to rest, because as much as you want to keep working, you need to rest as well, because if you don't have enough rest, you don't have the energy to work. So I've used a lot of this time to rest. I've also used a lot of this time to catch up on my people that I haven't spoken to in a long time. I used to video call people, I give them a call, I ring them unexpectedly just to see their well-being, find out how they are doing. You understand? Sometimes we have some comical conversations. I give them comedy when I phone. Free way. At the end of the day, laughter is in the blood. You understand? Whether they pay you for it or they don't pay you for it, laughter is in the blood. So I give it to them on the phone just to lift their spirits. Because everybody is battling with this season differently. The way you handle it, my brother, is different to the way I handle it. You understand what I'm saying? So I've just been doing that, and I've been working on a few skits as well. Okay. You know, I've been working on a few comedy skits as well. So, you know, just keeping myself busy, doing different things, trying not to think about the negatives that have affected this 2020, because surely this season will pass. This time we pass, and we must remember that this time we pass.
I like that. Yeah. I like that. So what? Obviously you mentioned there's some skits, other things we can start looking forward to. I guess what? Obviously 2021 we can't even start making dreams.
It's in the hands of God. 2021 and all the years after, they're in the hands of God.
So what is like? Obviously we hope, pray, and wish that COVID, you know, will pass us by.
Amen and amen and amen.
So what would you like to kind of go on, and what are some of the things you want to tick off your checklist? Well, forget the years, right? Let's just pray, you know, God has given us, 10, 20 years to come. What are some of the things on your cards that you're like, I would like to do this for myself?
To be honest with you, I've always believed in not putting yourself in a box, not to box yourself in. Okay. So my simple answer to your question is to take this, my entertainment, further than my own imagination, further than all the things that people would expect me to say. Further than my own brain, further than what I can comprehend. For me to even be shocked and say, wow, I did that. Me? From South London. Me? Is this me? So that is the prayer. The prayer is to progress, to go from one level to another level, and to keep on progressing. You understand? So that's the prayer, and we see how it goes.
Fair enough.
You understand? Because if I say the dream is to do this, to do that, some may say, is that it? Is that all man is aspiring to do? Which is why I say to you, my brother, to go as far as possible, even further than my own brain can even imagine, with the help of Baba God, of course. Yes, all the time.
Thank you. Well, my guy, my brother, thank you so much for joining me.
My brother, it's a pleasure.
For sitting down with me and having this great discussion.
It's a pleasure,
again, man. I wish nothing but the best for the years coming, man.
Thank you, my
so
brother.
much for doing everything you've done for our culture, for
no
guys
problem.
in South London, African people as well from African backgrounds. Obviously, right now we've seen how things have progressed, things have changed. You guys, people like yourself help break down. Now being African is cool. Everyone wants to be African.
Everybody wants to be African. Yes. And you know the way you are thanking me, I also need to thank the people, because you are thanking me for what I've contributed, but I'm also thanking my fellow Africans and all my non-Africans that have supported me over the years, that have taken a liking to my brand and my style of comedy. So whether you are African or you are not African, but you have been supporting me from the beginning, I appreciate you all. Wow. I appreciate you. I'm looking at all of you now. Yes, I'm looking you, and you. Thank you so much. And continue to support me. There's a lot more coming by the grace of God.
Amen.
There's a lot more coming.
Amen.
Look after yourselves.
We love to see it.
Yeah.
That's what my big brother said there. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for your support. And guess what? We're only dropping this video if we get over 1,000 followers on my page. I'm putting my brother's page there as well. We're going over 1,000.
That's it.
My brother.
That's it.
This is all I'm asking for before the end of the year. Then we're going to drop this video to them.
Absolutely.
But guys, thank you so much. Go by the name of Mr.Lartz. You know the vibes. Ghanaian shittle. He's been Mr.
Adot Comedian is my name.
Come on now.
God bless you. Thank you.
Peace.
Wow, what an episode. Well, I hope you had a good time. I hope you took some good notes too. And remember, don't be greedy. Share this with your family, your friends, your neighbors, and even your ancestors. Stay tuned for more Taking Notes with Mr. Lartz. And remember, one more thing. We move with God.